Yo, 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 what's happening, folks? Today I am joined by the one and only
Jason Farrell, J2, JJ, whatever you want to call me.
JJ. That was a weird one that you came up with, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. It's kicking on.
You like it, don't you?
I don't know if I like it or not, but I'm like, whatever.
But yeah, I think that's what way we'll do it in future. I'll just say, do you know, because it's easier for you to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
I think. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we'll do it that way. And we also have a new member of the team. Well,
we do.
he's trying it out to see if he likes it. So far, so good. This is our third take just to test everything out. We wanted to obviously not throw him in the deep end straight away, but he seems to be handling it fairly well, I think. Would you agree?
Yeah, and I think he'll it's repetition, muscle memory, isn't it?
Exactly. Martin, what's happening, brother?
How are you, lads? It's good to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for getting involved, Muddy. I really appreciate it. What's your initial reaction so far?
To be honest with you, I'm absolutely blown away. Like, I can't believe how professional you have it set up. Like, because I know you from school. Like,
Yeah.
I can remember when things like this were starting and everyone was so dismissive of them.
Yeah.
They were just pipe dreams, do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you're taking it to a level beyond what I thought you could have already.
Mm.
And it's still very fresh, do you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Well,
congratulations as well, lads.
it's not even near where it's like once the last few bits gets done, that's where it's kind of like right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're still messing around with cameras, we're still messing around with lighting. It's obviously it's trial and error now at this stage because the studio is now set up in a way where we're almost just walk in, sit down, one plug almost, and go.
Yeah.
So we're just figuring out the fine details. Obviously, when different guests come on and stuff, it will change because we'll have to adjust the camera angle for the height and stuff like that. But like that, I think I think you'll be able to get grips of that very fast as well, Murray. You know, we can all kind of chip in on these things because you said yourself, Jay, you want to learn these things, like.
Yeah, the editing process of things and all, and you know, basically what Murray's doing now. You know, he's like that. I done a snippet for it, didn't I? Basically.
Yeah, you actually done a very good job. Yeah.
Thank you.
And not only that, you done a little good. Like, I know people say it's simple, but it's not. Even the little screen recording you done at a preview show we done the other night, and you threw the video up. Do you know what I mean? All them little things add up. Do you know? Like, I forgot all about that. Do you know what I mean? And you got it up, so that's where teamwork makes a dream work. But I just want to reiterate that, like, just because Martin is over there doesn't mean he's not going to get involved in the conversation. It doesn't mean that he's any lower than what we are or that like that. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Martin will be basically Jamie, except Jamie is going to be on camera. Isn't that right, Martin? Young Jamie. Young Jamie, except better.
With a Clondalkin twang.
Right, so Jay, we fucking obviously it was Father's Day the weekend. Wasn't a very good day for me. We won't get into it, but we watched Fatherhood and we kind of had a conversation ourselves, and we just said, "Geez, we haven't."
Now, keep in mind, we're not two lonely fathers. We didn't watch it together now.
No, we didn't watch it together. I would have FaceTimed it and watched it if you wanted, though. But no, it was a fucking powerful movie, wasn't it?
It was actually, yeah. Like, I was very, I enjoyed it because it's a different light you see Kevin Hart in.
Yeah,
you know?
He was actually very good in it, wasn't he?
Yeah, like he done something similar in The Upside.
Yeah,
got away from the comedy, but it was very good. And being like yourself, you're a father to a daughter as well. Do you know what I mean? I was looking at it. It was just there's little moments in it where it's having little wins. Do you know what I mean?
I shed a few tears. Did you see yourself, Martin?
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie, lads. I watched it for about 30 minutes because I turned it on expecting Kevin Hart to be on brand.
Right.
And he just wasn't.
Right.
I was sitting there for like 20, 30 minutes with the fiance, and like neither of us laughed.
Right.
We were just looking at each other like, absolutely.
See, so you went into the show expecting a comedy, basically.
Went into it, like, after having it, like I can't even remember if we were having a bad day, but we just both wanted to laugh.
Right. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Murray, actually, before we continue, we might as well find out a little bit about yourself. So, obviously, I know Martin through school. We actually went to St. Mary's together, and then we followed on to Collinstown together. So that's how I know Martin personally. We were in the same class a couple of times, I think, and I wouldn't say we were fucking best mates, but we were always friends throughout the whole of school.
Yeah, we always got on with each other.
Yeah.
We had that little stint around, I think we were at the start of secondary school where I was in your gaff a few times.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Fall over your way,
Yeah.
But, we were always friendly with each other.
Yeah.
Jay moved onto the road.
I didn't like him.
When I played football as kids, he didn't like me because I kept slagging his man on.
Slagging his man, what way?
I was complimenting her man.
Oh,
No,
right.
no, do you know that way he's I don't know where he's got this little story from, right? Because he didn't. He never said anything about me, mate. He was just a prick to me. Do you know what I mean? But in saying that,
He remembers that you don't.
In
Your
saying-
man be delighted with this, by the way.
my man's become like an integral part of the podcast. I don't know why.
She has
Do you know
been.
what I mean? But not like, to be fair, I can't remember what age I was when I actually thought he's actually not that much of a prick, you know. But he's alright. He is good, El Martin. He's a good skin. That's how I know
I
Martin.
like people to think of me as their prick, though. You know what I mean? He's a prick, but he's our prick.
But come here, Martin. So tell us a little bit about yourself. You're 30.
I am 31. I was 31 in February. With my partner, 15 years. My fiance were engaged. We bought a house together about 3 years ago, and on the subject, we had a baby 11 months ago.
And did you have a boy or a girl?
We had a baby boy, baby Tyg. Yeah, I'm flying. Absolutely loving it at the minute. It's
How old is he?
he's 11 months. He's 11 months on the 1st actually. So
Right.
his first birthday will be the bank holiday in August.
Happy
Happy
days.
days.
Yeah.
Really excited for it, to be honest. And it's one of them things. Like it was never something I was really chasing.
Yeah.
Fatherhood. Like for Emmett, it was always an ambition,
Right.
and for me, it was always something to push off.
Right.
It's
And then
always
when it
that way, isn't
happened,
And then when it happens, it's just blown me mind.
yeah, and you're delighted it happened.
Yeah, like there was pros and cons to having the baby during the pandemic as well.
Of course, yeah.
But the massive pro for me was I was at home for everything.
Yeah.
Like I haven't missed anything. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't get that time back, Murray, do you know what I mean? So,
Emma's crossing that bridge now where she's going to return to work. It's coinciding with the time when we're all going back to the offices.
right.
So she's going to miss time with the baby now.
Yeah.
So we both be going through that first, do you know what I mean? At the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Together.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
But that's good as well that none of you are doing it alone, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So that's Martin for now.
You'll learn more about Martin as time goes on.
Yeah,
don't worry.
100%. Look, he's got
Because there's more to Martin than what you're hearing right now. Trust
I'll be
me.
hoping I shut up by the end of it.
But interest, Martin. So I didn't even know this, but pardon you're in MMA as well, fan. Judging by your little conversation with Jay there before the show.
Yeah, I'm into MMA. And in terms of sports, I wouldn't be as into it as Jay. I was saying to Jay on my back last night we were talking. I would see myself as the intermediary between yourself coming into it from where you're coming to it from, and
Yeah.
where Jay is where he's looked at it as a journalist.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he would have a more depth understanding of himself.
Yeah.
But
I get
still
you.
enjoy it, you know what I mean? I'll watch as much as I can.
Yeah.
And so you're into a little bit of gaming. Would I be right in saying that?
Yeah, absolutely. Myself and yourself.
Yeah.
Xbox.
So that's something we have in common. You're into sports. You like football. You're actually a decent footballer. You're Arsenal fan.
Arsenal fan, yeah.
Sorry to hear that. Had to get it in.
Yeah, it would be lousy being here,
But like I said,
better than
we'll learn more about Martin as the podcast goes on, and hopefully then we can actually get you in the hot seat and do a full interview with you after a couple of weeks or something. You know what I mean? Give you the proper interview like you got, Jay, and
Yeah.
like Gav and Dean got.
The watch along will be good for Martin.
Yeah, we're gonna do a watch along for Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier for the third fight. So he's laughing because he thought it was gonna fuck up the name, didn't you?
No.
Do you have a big smirk? On
I
your
don't know
face
why.
there?
I probably just have a hard on
Are
for
you
Conor
proud of
McGregor
me?
lately. Do you know what I mean?
That'd be great as well. You know, watch along.
Yeah, no, it should be good. But Martin, feel free to join in on these questions. Obviously, you're a father as well, so chip in. So first of all, Jay,
Yes.
now rather than fucking you going all Jay Farrell on me and saying, "Oh, you're making me ask you all the questions as well." Obviously, all the questions I ask you, you have to ask me back. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. It's not an interview for me. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So, your child.
Yes.
Beautiful girl. I only said it to you the other day.
did
Absolutely stunning.
Thank you very much.
I think she has a bit of both ears in you. I know you said you were a bit unsure about that, but I can see both ears in her. Was she planned?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was. Yeah. I won't go into reasons why. There was personal reasons as to why we had to plan. Because obviously I was 20. Was it 20?
It's a
21.
very
I was
very
21.
young age to plan for a kid, isn't it? Like,
That's what I mean. So, and there's underlying reasons as to why we did. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I remember being 18, like, there was a conversation brought up, and I was like, yeah, I can't even look after myself.
Yeah.
They don't give me a kid to look after. But
Yeah.
I got to a point where I was working, I was making okay money, nothing great, do you know what I mean?
For
But
18-year-olds,
yeah, but what I mean, by the time I turned 21, do you know what I mean? So I was I brought my girlfriend at the time to Liverpool for her 21st, and it was at that point where I was like, I just see it being this way. We were together for 6 years, like, you know what I mean? And I didn't see it going any other way other than being together and
So
fucking
why
being
waste
happy.
time, basically?
No, it was like, I know, like, you want one. I'm at a place now where I see us staying together anyway, so, you know, I've always wanted kids young anyway as well. I just wanted to have certain things in order before I had one. And
you wanted the marriage and all first, like?
not necessarily the marriage, just, I mean, like, the house, the cars, do you know what I mean? Stuff like that, but we actually sat down in a McDonald's. We were out the night before. We were fucking for her birthday and gay-eyed, and we had a hangover the next day. We're sitting in a McDonald's, and I was just like, I think we want to take this to the next stage. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you want to have a kid? Like, do you want to start planning for a kid? And God, I hope this doesn't get back to her, but we literally worked on it instantly. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like the second
in McDonald's, like in the Jacks on the table,
no.
Where the magic happens. Happy meal to go.
Yeah. She got the Big Mac, you know. Clip that. No, I'm gonna get slaughtered. No,
she got the Big Mac, mine got the bleeding chicken nugget.
No, but basically, like, yeah, we kind of started working on it, and it wasn't happening. I was like, what the fuck is, like, she's just not getting pregnant, like,
Right.
for a long time.
Do you think you were shooting blanks, or?
Well, I went to the doctor about it and all, and I was like,
really?
yeah, like,
So that's how planned it was, like.
yeah, I was like, I'm trying to have a kid here, like what the fuck do I do? Like, do you know what I mean? It's not happening. And then I went, and they were gonna book me in privately for like to get checked, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To see if I could have kids. And I had murder in my job probably like 2 days later. They asked me basically to train a board in who was on €6 more than me, and she just had the big tits and the fat ass and no experience, and I had to train her in. She was on way more money. So I walked down my job, and I went over a few days later to collect me P45. And as I'm walking back, she rings me and she's like, I'm after doing 6 tests, I'm pregnant. I was like, I would have bit my tongue if you told me 2 days ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, no, she was planned, and I loved every single bit of it. What about you? You've 2, so
I have 2, yeah. So
was one not the other, both unintentional, or?
So it's actually strange, and it's probably why I work so hard for our relationship to work after it kind of didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So me and my ex-partner were on and off all the time.
Yeah.
And this one time, so all the times we were on and off, like sometimes we went like 4 or 5 months being not together. And I had never been with anyone in them spaces at time, just because I always thought I'm going to get her back. I was mad about it, you know?
Yeah.
And it got to the stage where I was like, right, she doesn't fucking want me. So I'm just wasting my time here.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the opportunity. I met a lovely girl and took her out on a date. It was actually, I think it was Valentine's Day. I took her out on the very first day. We actually went to Coilmore go-karting. I like being a bit adventurous, you know, on a first day.
That's a solid thing to do on Valentine's.
Yeah.
Fuck you up on these laps.
No, it was actually a really good day. Do you know what I mean? And I think we went for food then after that, and the date went really fucking well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, maybe this isn't so bad after all, you know?
Yeah.
And then the next day, I never forget, I was actually on the social welfare at the time, and I was coming home from collecting my labour to give me brother back the money I got lend off to go karting with the new bud. And I got a text message saying I'm pregnant. Now, take note, I'm blowing me muck and everything since I'm about 13, so any of the ex-girlfriends watching, yeah, you know the story. But I didn't think it was possible, so I didn't really believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But when she told me, I was fucking delighted. Do you know what I mean? I was over the moon because, like you...
Obviously, this wasn't the girl who you went go-karting with.
No.
We just had to relate back to that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So this was the girl that I was with long term, and she told me, and I couldn't believe it, and I was personally delighted. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know if she's going to be happy about it, you know? So I can't really remember how things went down, but obviously we had a conversation, we got back together. And things were amazing. Everything was great at the start. Yeah, we had our good days, we had our bad days. But then things started going sour. the night feeds and all took a toll, and just parenthood took on. We were living together from before she was pregnant as well. Like, I was only 20 and we were renting a house together for a few months before the baby was born. Like, so we were constantly on each other, and she was working and I was on the social, which shouldn't have been the case, you know what I mean? I should have been working, she should have been probably on the social. But yeah, so things just went fucking, they just went everywhere, and we ended up breaking up. And I'm nearly sure that she was kind of seeing another guy, and again, like that, I always thought that we'd get back together, so I wasn't seeing anyone. And we got texting one day. I don't know if drink was involved, but I ended up going down to the house that we used to rent, and we slept together, and she got pregnant again. So two of the kids weren't planned, you know?
Yeah.
But in my eyes, I seen it as, I'm not religious or anything, but I seen it as like, Jay, you're obviously meant to be with this girl if this keeps on happening. Every time you're kind of
being forced to pull away, something brings you back.
Something brings me back. So I just seen it as a sign, and being honest, after that, I mean, everything went pretty well, like parenting wise, you know. We knuckled down and we got on with it. Obviously, we had in between good days and bad days, but absolutely delighted it happened. Do you know what I mean? Kids are the best thing that ever happened to me, and fucking, I wouldn't change them for the fucking world, you know?
Yeah, and when we go through that, like, we've shared them, like, kind of emotions and stuff with our children, because, like, obviously your eldest Tyler, he's 11.
He's 10.
10, right. And, like, so you're 10 years being a parent. I'm 6, you know. Martin, you're fresh. Do you know what I mean? You're fresh out the door. Like, give me the experience for you. Like, how are you taking it?
It's been pretty good, to be honest. I've really enjoyed it, to be honest with you,
Any challenges?
Just hire your mic up a little bit there, Martin. Sorry.
How's that feel?
Yeah,
that's
good,
better,
Yeah, no, I have really enjoyed it. It hasn't been, I would like to say, like, it hasn't been too challenging, but I don't want to downplay it, because obviously you have your bad days, and I don't want people thinking, no, it's just a doddle, because there is tough times where, like, you're obviously, the big thing for me is sleeping. Like, sleeping is just out the window.
Yeah.
So I go through these phases where he's awake at like 12 at night till 4 in the morning, and then you're up for work. Do you know what I mean?
Was he planned?
Yeah, he was planned. Yeah, he was.
Right.
It was one of them things as well. As I said to you, Emma she really wanted a baby.
Yeah.
And I was saying, yeah, like, let's go for it now. But in my heart, I was only about 70% in.
Right.
And then when we had him,
different ball again.
You're a million% in.
And as well as that, like, I was never the kid's type of person. Like,
yeah.
If someone put that kid on my lap, I'd be like, take it back. Off, you know what I mean?
It's mad what it does to you, isn't it?
Crazy. And I have a terrible stomach. I had to tell the nurse bringing me in, like, that, like, don't show me that. Like, if I see something, I'm gonna get sick. Like,
yeah.
She walked me around the room, had me like backed up to what was happening, just holding hands with Emma.
Right. That's mad. And see, obviously, as you're older, I think you deal with these things better. Do you know what I mean? When my younger, we're a bit immature. You know, we're still a little bit selfish. You know what I mean? Whereas, man, you're at a different stage now. So I think with the age, and obviously with you being with your girlfriend and being in a much better place financially and stuff, I think that's where you're coming from and saying you don't want to play it down, as in you had it easier than us type thing. Yeah. But I think, like I said, I think that's down to maturity and obviously being financially stable and being in a better place.
Yeah, and it's
in that case.
Interesting point you touch on, because that is the benefits to doing it later in life. And I always said to Emma, like, just because other people are getting engaged doesn't mean we are. Just because other people are having babies doesn't mean we're going to do it.
You are engaged though, yeah?
We are engaged now. We had a baby first, we got engaged.
Right.
We got pregnant, we got engaged.
And tell me, did that baby just justify everything for you then regarding the engagement? Like,
again, the engagement is similar to the baby for me. Like, Emma is adamant she wants the wedding, the big wedding, and all.
Yeah.
I told her when we got engaged, like, go to the registry office tomorrow. Give me the ring and let's get on with life.
Yeah.
So again, like, I'm only like 60-70% in, but she wants it, so it's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you're more than 60 or 70% in now because you had your baby, I'm assuming. I had to boost it.
Aye, well.
Be careful now. Be careful now.
Well, I don't know, like, it's just one of them things. Like,
just hold tight on that ring there, Emma.
You know, like, getting married, it's just not something a little boy grows up and it's like, I can't wait for my wedding day. Do you know what I mean?
I did though, but like I done that when my daughter was born. So like I knew that. I was like, right, these are things I want in life. Do you know what I mean? And that was happiness to me, and is just my family.
Yeah.
And I remember, I crucified her for this, because I remember she was like, oh, I wanted to get married, and then at one point she was like, I actually don't think I really do want to get married. You know, it was like every woman wants to get married. What are you fucking talking about? Of course you want to get married.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was on a bus coming home one time and I got a text off her and she's like, I changed my mind. I definitely want to get married. And so I was like, oh, right, why? And she was like, I saw this lovely dress and I heard the song and all. And I was like, cool. Why do you want to marry me? Do you know what I mean?
Because you're going to help me pay for it.
No, but that was the thing. It was, yeah, probably.
Yeah, no, that's a fair
But, like,
point, yeah.
There was crickets then.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, so you want to get, like, do you know what I mean? I was like, well, fuck you then,
like,
cheeky
all the
cunt.
things that like, you like associate with a great wedding day, they're all things for the bride to look forward to, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the great dress,
I just
the
want the
kitchen.
stags
See-
and a piss up.
I'll be honest with you.
I just want me presents and go home again.
I wanted to marry my ex-partner, but this is gonna sound gay as fuck. But I'm just being honest, right? I didn't think I deserved her in the state that I was in during the relationship, as
Right.
in mentally, physically. I always thought she deserved better. So, like, one or two of her family members said it to me. She said it to me. Like, you never proposed to me, like, we were together for so long. And I was like, yeah, because I wanted you to have the best version of me. Do you know what I mean? You didn't deserve just Jay with a fucking on the social welfare or a bleeding shit 9-to-5 job.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve Jay with a great job, with a great physique, that's a black belt in the sack. Do you know what I mean? That's who she deserved. So that's why I never proposed to my partner.
Because you weren't the black belt.
I wasn't no, not that part. All the other parts. But now I'm in that situation, and now it's too late, which is a shame, you know. But everything happens for a reason.
It does. But look,
Yeah,
you're right. It is. It's onwards and upwards, and you know that didn't work. So doesn't mean the next one isn't going to be even better. Do you know what I mean? Like you always kind of compare it to your last, and you think, Jesus, how am I ever going to get that level of happiness again?
yeah.
But it's fucking it. Huh?
That's not fair on anybody either.
It's not. Do you know what I mean? And there's no point in comparing either, you know? I've made that mistake before, trying to compare the two when one was great and the other one was fucking toxic. And then I'm like, oh, well, do you know what I mean? But she done it this way, and well, don't compare me. Like, it's just unfair. You just have to take them how they are type of thing.
Well, one thing, I don't know whether I said it to you, I was talking to someone about it recently, but I've taught me kids two things in life. One is never giving up,
Yeah, you're telling me.
and the other one is family. So if you ask my kids, what's the most important thing in life, they'll say never give up and family. And obviously when things went wrong with me and Kelly, that's what kind of hurt the most, when I was constantly telling them never give up. And
did you feel like you were giving up?
did I feel like I was giving up? I don't feel I was giving up. I was feeling like I don't feel I really had a choice.
Yeah.
I didn't give up.
Mm.
I definitely didn't give up. I don't believe I did now.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look that way. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it didn't work out. We're not together. So it looks like to the kids maybe that we gave up. But anyway, this isn't about fucking ex-partners. Jay, what was the pregnancy like? What was like the whole process like? Do you remember it well? Or?
Yeah, it was. I remember the first visit in the comb and all. And the second you walk into the comb, you're shitting yourself, right? And I went straight to Starbucks in the comb with it. Got myself a hot chocolate or something. I did. Reese went and got a little chart. And the first thing the first person I seen was a girl in my class in college. And she run, because obviously, like, it's in that 3-month barrier, no one's to know.
Yeah.
And she runs up to me and she's like, oh my God, is this what I think it is? And I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Do you know what I mean? We're not talking, right? And so I was like, Jesus, everyone's going to know already. And I was panicking over that. But you go in and they do the little the scan, and you can't even see it at that point. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? Because I'm so young and I'm like, I'm not mature. I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah. You're seeing a little Pokemon inside your missus.
Do you know what I mean? Just fucking a little seed. But yeah, I loved every single bit of it. I loved every hospital visit, every doctor's visit. Like she had her, like, you know, she was vomiting all the fucking time, and, you know, remember having to hop off buses just to get sick on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Like, all that
I
stuff.
had similar situations.
It's mad.
My ex-partner was mad for smelly shit like fucking Dettol and all. She'd wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go down and have to sniff, you know, cleaning products and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, but like that in the kiln, I fucking loved all that as well.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
The only thing I hated was the fucking parking was a fucking nightmare. You can't park anywhere around there.
We like obviously I don't drive.
You were getting the bus. Yeah,
hopped off the
I
bus
probably
at
would
the
have been
Green.
better off getting the bus, to be honest with you. But it was very like one thing I always remember, and it's because there's a picture of it. There's a picture of me and herself at a party. I think it was one of our brother's friends' 21st, and we went, and she's fucking huge in the picture. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I never seen her like that.
Yeah.
Like, I never once, for 1 second, seen her as fat or... Like, to me, it made her more beautiful. As, again, fucking gay as it sounds. It did. It's very hard to explain, but it's both obviously understand.
Right.
I'm condescending to say it, but it's one of them things where you don't know until it's happened to
Yeah.
you. Like I said, I wasn't into kids, and then my girlfriend got pregnant.
Yeah.
Like it just opens you up to a whole other side of it.
It does.
You don't understand until it's happened to you.
Exactly.
Like, I remember we went and bought like the first pair of fucking Air Force. I think she was like 2 weeks pregnant or something. We found out like very early.
Yeah.
And like we went and bought Air Force. Like we've not had like the majority of a year to go. Like, do you know what I mean? And I'm there looking at these runners, and I'm like, I can't wait. I was convinced I was having a boy. I was convinced I was having a son. And I said that I was actually only having this conversation with my daughter the other day. I was like, I thought you were going to be a boy. I was like, I wanted you to be a boy the whole time. But the second you came out, or the second I knew you were going to be a girl, I didn't want that else. I didn't want the son, do you know what I mean? Because I think, like, obviously you don't have a daughter, do you know what I mean? But I think when you have a daughter, like, if she came out as a boy, I think I would be... I don't think I'd be as emotional or whatever.
No, you wouldn't.
Do you know what I mean?
Wouldn't. Like, with
"Ah, what's
Tyler,
up," or whatever.
I'd be a lot harder on Tyler. Just because the world is harder. I'm going to get loads of fucking hate for saying that now. But
why do you think that?
For men, because it's just such a big expectation for them. Like,
Would they be, sorry for cutting you off, would it be harder or would it be as equally challenging in different ways?
Yeah. I shouldn't have said that. It's not harder. But it's, as a man, you view that he needs to be harder because you need to protect your sister.
Mm-hmm.
You need to protect your mammy if that never happens to me. Like, you're automatically saying, like, you're looking at your son saying, you're the future me. You're the man of the house. Like, my son now is the man of the house.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he tells me shit that I know he doesn't tell his mammy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And I tell him shit that maybe I shouldn't be telling the kid, but I need to tell him because they're on their own and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he really, like, God, I shouldn't really be sharing this, but I'm going to share it. I had an argument in my house not the other day, a couple of months back with my brother, and it got a bit out of hand. Like, I was shouting a bit too loud, and the kids got a little bit scared. And Amelia was crying. I was like, Amelia, don't be crying. We're only, like, talking. Now, it was only, like, a loud altercation, you know what I mean? But Tyler was like, Daddy, leave her alone. Like, she's upset. And as much as, in the moment...
Even though you're in rage.
Yeah, in the moment, I'm pure, like, that's it, son. You're on the right path here, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't give a fuck about me being his dad here. He's looking after his little sister.
That's what you taught him.
Exactly. And he's doing great. So that's what I mean in sense of, like, now in fairness, I don't think I'd do that with Amelia if she was the older sister. I would say you have to look after your little brother, but not as hard. Do you know what I mean?
No,
because
I
like
agree.
that,
I agree.
It's more emotional. What do you understand what I'm saying with that stuff, Martin? Regarding, like, I know your kid's only 11 months, but do you have any kind of similarities or thoughts like that?
To be honest, no, I don't really think that long term. I'm just enjoying him as a
he
baby
is.
at the minute.
Yeah.
Because he is just my little baby. Like, when I see him, it just kind of lights you up a little bit. You just want to play with him. So I don't think that far ahead. And as well as that, that's playing into my decision to want to move because I realise there is an expectation of him just by being a boy where he lives.
Yes.
He'll be looked differently at by people from other parts of the world.
Yes,
so
I totally agree with that.
There's a stigma to where he was born and grown up as a lad there, do you know what I mean? So, like, we are looking at moving, so I understand what you're saying, but at the minute, I just enjoy him as a kid.
And that kind of sums it up. The fact that you understand now is, like, I know down the future you're going to have these thoughts because even just that thought there that you had, like, that's just fatherhood automatically coming into play, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
And it's something you see in work, like, you tell people where you're from, in the environment I work, there's a reaction, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, look, there is with us as well.
Yeah.
You can definitely resonate with what you're saying. Like I said, maybe I used the wrong wording, but I think people know what I mean by it, you know?
Yeah. In terms of like the enjoying the pregnancy, though, obviously like there is challenges involved, and
Of course.
did you
feel very protective over her?
Oh yeah, like I'll tell, like I wouldn't even have sex with her, like for the first,
fuck that. I was
for the
fucking,
first while in the pregnancy because of it. No, but
I was fucking giving me some
No,
black
like-
eyes and all I was. Didn't give a fuck.
Was the baby in there like?
yeah. So like I remember the first time having sex knowing she was pregnant, and I remember like without fucking going into graphic detail, but she was on top of me or whatever, and I'm just lying there, and I'm like not in it, and my head's moving left and right, and she's like, "What is wrong?" I'm like, "I don't feel comfortable." And she's like, "It's not even a baby yet." Do you know what I mean? I was like, "Oh no," it was still like, and I quickly got over that. But like,
Yeah,
there
no,
was-
I didn't give a but. I was nearly trying to hit him. Yeah, can you feel that? I'm joking.
no, you're not. But no, but like I was very protective. I remember we went to the Conor McGregor fight in the Tree Arena, and when was that?
While she was pregnant.
Yeah, that was
Dangerous man.
that was. She was only a couple of months pregnant because we actually told everybody the night before at Ma's wedding, and I remember we were walking through the Tree Arena, or whether we're on the Lewis or something, and I was like holding the rail, and the other one's on our shoulder, and all like no one's going near that. If anyone touches off our belly or something, like I'll go Conor McGregor. Do you know what I mean? Like just fucking keep your distance type of thing. I remember someone bumped into her. in the Tree Arena, and like my instinct was just look at her stomach and be like, "You alright?" But I was just in my mind like try and be as protective as I could. Like, you know, I wanted a baby so fucking badly at that point that I was just.
And that's all
Yeah.
because of how young you were.
Yeah, and
Determined, like,
do you know what it was? I looked at my relationship with my dad and with my mum, dad. There was 18, 19 years between us. You know, so my mum was 18 when she had me. So my relationship with my father, we still have a lot in common and we can relate to a lot because it's not that
Much of
much
a
of
gap.
an age gap.
Yeah.
And I have that with my child as well.
Mm.
And that's what I enjoy. So as she gets, like, still to this day, the best thing I have, not the best thing, Jesus Christ, but the one thing I love right now with Elena J is that, so, no Jim Carrey. Me and her both love Jim Carrey movies.
Yeah.
But I grew up on Jim Carrey movies, likes of Liar, Ace Ventura. Then gradually as you get older, you get into the Dumb and Dumbers and all, you know what I mean? All that stuff. Whereas she grew up on The Grinch. He's in A Series of Unfortunate Events. He's in Sonic.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I got to start showing her older movies. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so we both love Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that we have in common.
It's mad, isn't it? Like
I love that I have that, like.
Yeah.
And it's such a little thing, but it means a lot to me. Like.
Yeah, no, I know where you're coming from. Like with Tyler and Amelia, it's completely different. Like, so Tyler be mad into his fucking he'd be mad into Xbox and PlayStation and stuff.
Mhm.
Whereas Amelia is just me, like all over. Other than sports, because she's a girl. But every other form of life, Amelia is me. So food, she loves her fucking food. You know what I mean? She'd fucking challenge me for the food off, not a bother. She'd be in Eddie Rockets at bleeding 6 years of age. She'd be in Eddie Rockets at 6 years of age, chewing chicken wings, not a bother to her. Do you know what I mean?
So Jay, your lad's a little bit older, right?
Yeah.
Do you worry much about how much time he spends on the computers? Because your nephews are flat out.
Yeah, that's a good question, Martin. I'll be honest with you, I should care more. I should be paying more attention to it. But at the same time, like, the thing with my son is, right, I said something a couple of months back. I was working on a project, esports project it was, and I was kind of asking questions on my Facebook and Instagram about, look, if your kid wants to be a footballer, you bring him training. If he wants to be a gamer, let him game. Like, there's nothing out there at the moment to help kids learn how to be better at gaming, but there definitely is a career in it. I don't see Tyler going down it, if I'm honest. I think it's more casual for him. And obviously, because I don't live with him, I know she does a great job with monitoring his time. Now, when he's with me, obviously, he doesn't have much time on the game because I only have him the weekend, so I'm real tight on how
What
much
you
time
do
he's
and all
spending
that.
on it. So no is the answer, really. I don't really worry. And he's not the type of kid that if I say, right, Tyler, 5 more minutes, he'll have a big debate. He knows when I say, right, time to get off, he says to his mates, look, I have to get off. Yeah, he's cool like that. Like, he's very respectful, very...
The good thing, like, obviously being around Jay the last few months, is that I get to listen into a lot of his conversations with his kids. So obviously at night when we're recording, his kids ring him before they go to sleep, and he has got these conversations with him. They'll probably happen tonight during this episode, probably, right? But you can actually, I don't know Jay as a parent, but I can tell he's a good parent judging by the phone calls that he has with his kids and how they talk to him and all. Do you know what I mean? He has this instilled in them that they have to ring him every night just to say goodnight. You know, and I get like that as well, you know, where it's like, you just, I never let my daughter go to bed without telling her I love her or something like that. You know what I mean? Because you never know what the fuck can happen.
Especially when you're not there. Like, it's tough when you're not there. I know, like, obviously it's
great that, like, that happens, like, do you know what I mean? That he has that. So I can tell by it, do you know what I mean, how much your kids even look up to you, like, do you know what I mean? So you're obviously doing a good job, as much as I don't like complimenting you.
Like that, lads, I don't, like, obviously my father wasn't around for my childhood, so the biggest fear in my life was for it to happen me, and I made sure that was never going to happen me. So I done the postnatal classes to be better for her throughout the pregnancy, you know, like we done all the what your partner needs, what you should do for her, the time you should give her, all this shit, how to prepare for or giving birth. And then after it, I done a parenting course. When we broke up, I done a co-parenting course, just all to make sure I didn't turn into my father. But no matter, like, now it's like I'm not my father. And me and my dad actually had a great conversation the other day. He said to me that like, because I wasn't such a great father, I can see that it's at us pushing you on to be a great father. And he told me I was a great father, which was nice to hear from him and nice for him to know. It was like he does tell me that he made a lot of mistakes, and I'm sure if he could change it, he would, you know. But it is good to get that recognition off everyone, and without being disrespectful to anybody, I don't need to be told, because I know I am, because I put the work in. Do you know what I mean? I make sure my kids know that I love them, and I try and build that relationship that they can open up to me about absolutely anything.
I'm like that as well, so obviously I relate to you a lot in that sense, because my dad moved to another country when I was 3, and saying that I always maintained a relationship with him up until my teenage years, 13 to 18. Didn't talk much. I talked to him when my brother Lewis was born. I went over when my brother Lewis was born. I think I was 14, maybe 14 or 15. I went over, and then I didn't see them after. I didn't speak until I was 18. 18 or 19. But like that, it was the exact same thing for me. Like, I don't know how it would have turned out. I probably still would have been the same, but I don't know how it would have turned out if I grew up here with my dad here. You know what I mean? So the best thing I took from that was the fact that he wasn't there. As much as that kills him, and I know it kills him, and he's openly talked about it to me before, and we've had hour-long conversations where, like, some of the best conversations I've ever had, because he's admitted flaws to me, and them flaws have made me see what not to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll never make them mistakes. And the one thing I said to my girlfriend at the time, like, even when she was pregnant, I was like, look, if this ever went pear-shaped, you know, which we hope it doesn't, because that's not what I want. I don't want a broken family, which ultimately is what we have.
Yeah.
But I'm always going to be there. Even when I'm not physically there, I'm close. So I'm here. Do you know what I mean? And that was one thing I made sure to do. And it's very eye-opening. And my dad does that a lot. My dad he's an emotional person. And he opens up to me a lot about me being a father. And
that's why, though, Jay. Do you know what I mean? He obviously has a lot of regret and hurt there. And he's proud of you for... Basically,
I know he is,
you're learning from his mistakes. So
don't get me wrong, my dad's done a lot of good for me as well, like, in terms of as much as he can do in terms of, like, advice and stuff. And, you know, if I do need a phone call, you know, we will chat, and probably help me with some things that I probably can't ask me ma. You know, because, like, to be brutally honest, 90% of the things I go to my ma about. Do you know what I mean? Whether I like it or not, my ma'll set me straight. Like.
As well as that, I know we're talking about fatherhood, but kudos to your ma. Do you know what I mean? Because you know now, Martin, you know, I know how fucking hard it is. Do you know what I mean? So for her to be raising you by herself, like, that's, like, you don't really fully respect and understand until you're older how much our mothers actually do for us, you know?
I still don't think I'll fully get it until I move out. Because
you've
moved out.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm still in the house.
Yeah.
So until I move out, I don't think it'll. I think that's when the penny will drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like the unfortunate thing, like about me ma is that like I live with me ma, so like we'd probably have a row here and there or whatever. But, it's easier to do that.
Yeah, but not only that, like Jay, like your ma, like you said, your ma was young, so he's nearly like brothers and sisters as well. Do you know what I mean? Like he's had no. In a sense, that relationship, like your ma's pretty cool. She's kind of mellow. Like she wouldn't be like a big L.
She still fucking acts young. Don't worry, she still.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes. That's what I'm saying. So that's why you bounce off each other. But deep down, like. The two years are fucking like the 2 years would be lost without each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. And that's the thing. Like I know my ma's done more for me than my dad has.
Yeah.
Right. And this isn't burying me that.
It's
reality.
Yeah.
Like, and I have that appreciation for what my ma's done. The thing with the connection in the relationship is more so that it's just when I do converse with me dad, there's no room for argument because we don't see each other, so we just chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas like you're living under the roof of someone.
And let's face it, Jay, like you're talking man to man. Do you know what I mean? Which does change the scenario a good bit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course.
So a man is gonna understand you more than a woman because you're a man. Do you know what I mean? It's just naturally gonna happen.
But that's the thing. Like I do see like. I see how proud they are of me though in being a parent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I have taken a lot of things that my ma's taught me into being a parent. You know.
Yeah, 100%.
And the same with me dad. You know, so I see how proud they are of me. But like you said, at the same time, it is nice to hear it, and I do enjoy hearing it.
100%.
But I don't need to hear it. There's only one person I need to prove it to, and that's my little daughter. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the 2 years, I suppose, Garvey and other Jay. Do you find it a bit bittersweet when your dad tells you like you're doing a great job, and he wasn't there for a long period of your lives? Do you find it bittersweet then?
It's a good question. God, I'd have to think on that one. Do I find it bittersweet? You know what? Sometimes I do. Like, there's some moments where I wish, like, God, I wish your life was different in terms of my dad's. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I wish, and don't get me wrong, like, my stepmother, Marina, she's the fucking sweetest woman in the world. But, like, I used to have that as a kid. I remember I turned around to my dad in front of his wife before, and I was like, so when are you coming home to me and me ma? You know what I mean? And she's just like, but you're a kid, you don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Everyone.
And with them, I've had two brothers that I absolutely adore. You know what I mean? I love them to pieces. But at the same time, I did always kind of want that, you know? Because now that I'm a parent, I wanted him here for my daughter's christening. I wanted him there for my 21st. I wanted him there. He was there for the communions and the confirmations and stuff. He came over, but...
You want him there for all the occasions.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like the day I get married and stuff, if I get married, who the fuck knows at this point? You know what I mean? But you get me point. Do you know what I mean? I wanted him there for all that stuff, but it is what it is, and we just make do with it, and we enjoy it regardless, you know?
Yeah, see, for me, Martin, it's like I went counselling after kind of me breakup and stuff because I obviously had issues in the past that maybe contributed to the relationship ending. And during going counselling, I realised a lot of the shit that was wrong with me was back when my father lived with me, you know? And back through the shit I seen and the shit that was going on. And what I realised in counselling, when you don't know kid realise or thinks this way, is that my dad was going through shit as well. Do you know what I mean? My dad lost his mother. My dad lost his brother. When I'm a kid, if I'm getting slapped or if I'm seeing violence, like, I'm not thinking, right, his ma died. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You don't think like that as a kid. So sometimes you just need to step back and understand that, look, he had his fucking shit.
At the same time, though, it's not much of an excuse either.
No, it's most certainly not an excuse, but all you can do is look forward and make sure they learn from the mistakes. And me father definitely has learned from his mistakes. He's a completely different man now than he was back then. I most certainly respect him a lot more now than what I did then. And it is nice to hear, but like I said, I know already I don't need to hear it from him, but it's nice to hear it off anybody, especially our mother and father. That's even at the age of fucking 50 or 60, you know, if your mother or father says they're proud of you, it's an emotional feeling.
It will always hit different coming from your man, that
100%. It's like
my man.
You're always trying. Look, the way I compare it, sorry Jay, way I compare it is my dad never ever came to any of me football matches, bar one.
You are shit though.
I was shit. That's probably why he didn't come. But that one game that he came to, I had a fucking stormer. And I made sure I had a stormer because I was trying to impress him. And without consciously knowing it, we're always trying to impress them.
It's mad. It's mad that you said that because I remember I was training for St. Mark's, and our team broke up, so only like 4 of us got moved up to the older team, and like, my dad lives in England. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going training on this random Wednesday, and I remember I was playing left full at the time. Fucking shock, right? Yeah, I know. Good little left leg on me. Do you know what I mean? But I remember just like fucking in the middle of a game or whatever, and all I hear is "Go on, Ferdler." And I turned around and my dad's just, I'm like, what the fuck? But it gave me that little extra like pep me step almost. Do you know what I mean? It was like, next cunt that comes, I'm going to mill him.
You could definitely run faster that
Yeah,
game.
do you know what I mean? And I was a fat little cunt, like, do you know what I mean? But I was going to make sure I ran, you know?
Yeah.
Because my dad always, like, the one thing that I wish I got to see was seeing my dad play football. Like, my dad, he trialled with Cork City, he played against Leeds, you know, he always played football at a really high standard. And that's the one thing I never got to see was him play football. I've had kickabouts with him, you know, with all my uncles and stuff. I remember him fucking chipping my uncle from like 20 yards out and all. Like, it was just like, rap it. Do you know what I mean? But I seen him as, like, I was a kid, I don't remember, but his story is that he brought me to a match and I was on the sideline and I needed to take a shit so bad that my dad had to get subbed. But you were playing an away game. That my dad had to like hold my hand and walk me to like just some randomer's house and be like, sorry, my son needs to use the toilet, can he go to the toilet? And I had to go up and take a shit in the house, and my dad's like, just fucking throw me back on, will you? And they're like, can't be subbed you. Do you know what I mean? So like he was like delighted to have me there, but he was like, fucking ruin me match, like. Do you know
what about you, Maria? What was your relationship like with your parents growing up?
It was grand, yeah. Well, like any teenager, and I say this. I think I said this to Jay before. Like, I remember about myself, say from 16 through 28, I was a bit of a dick.
Right.
Like,
a bit
of a dick. Like, I'd go out on Friday, come home Sunday. I didn't care about Anne. It was all about me in the now. And so they had to deal with that as well, obviously. Do you know what I mean? So that was fractious towards our relationship. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But the older we get, especially now that Tyga's come along, we just get closer and closer. And as well as that, since they've moved to Wexford, because like everyone's parents, they'd like get drunk and have rows and stuff. Like, all of that's removed from you, so any sort of toxic negativity around it, that would be gone. So you don't think of it anymore. You don't factor into your relationship.
So now you're just buzzing to see them. When you see them, you're excited.
I don't see them enough, so when I get the opportunity to see them, you tend to just enjoy it for the 2 or 3 days.
You went down recently, didn't you?
Yeah, you're on holidays then as well. You're off work. You have to take time off to go and see them because you live in a different county.
Yeah.
So you just enjoy it for what it is now, and it's a more adult relationship now. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
enjoy it more now.
Would your well, this is a silly question, but how more so did your upbringing influence your parenting so far? Because I know you're still early days.
Yeah, it's a good question as well, and there's something, it touches on something I was going to bring up a second ago, and it's kind of ridiculous where to get it from, but it's a Rise to 5'9" lyric. He
here we
talks
go.
about breaking the generational curse.
Right,
So
which...
Because his dad's
what you see going wrong with your parents is your opportunity to change it.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
So, like, as I said, I didn't enjoy the relationship with alcohol in my house from everyone.
his dad was an alcoholic, wasn't he, Royce?
Yeah, he had to get colon surgery or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
But again, like, I didn't enjoy the relationship with alcohol in my house. I stopped drinking 2.5 years ago. Now I'd have a few bottles here and there.
Yeah.
So, like, just things like that. So Ty won't be brought up in a house like that. Like, Ty won't have to sit in the pub during the day with his man and dad.
Yeah.
I did. I'm sure most people my age did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you ever worry? So I do have a worry sometimes. Sometimes I'm too nice because then you think, right, let's say my dad got beat up as a kid, and let's say that's why he beat me up, right? I'm not beating my son up, so he doesn't know what it's like. When he grows up, is he
You
gonna
said
think?
this to me before.
Yeah, is he gonna think it's okay to hit his son? Do you know what I mean? Because he was never he doesn't understand the pain or the hurt that causes.
Surely the rationale behind that is not doing it to him doesn't put that into his head, so he doesn't do that going forward. That's similar to what I'm saying in breaking that course. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, well, I hope that's the case, but I do worry thinking, like, because he didn't experience it, he doesn't know how wrong it is. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Because there's a lot of, like, let's face it, there's still a lot of parents now that would lay hands on kids or just treat them differently. It's a lot less, which is amazing to see because...
Yeah, I felt
it's
bad
the
just
worst
putting my
way.
daughter on the step.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I put her on the step a few years ago.
Look,
she sat there.
I'm not going to lie. I was brought up in a very physical way where if I stepped out of line, I was told. And look, this isn't a feel sorry for me thing. I think a lot of us growing up back then were. Yeah, it was more of a norm back then, you know.
Oh, Michelle laid hands on me already. You know? She gave me the old 3-piece and a soda, you know.
I'll never forget the first time in St. Mary's when the slippy slope began. I got 50 lines. Step 4, discipline for learning rules apply to me. I'll never forget it. It's going to be tattooed on me bloody gravestone.
Yeah.
But I was walking,
I got well more than you, by the way.
not a competition, Jason. But I was walking up the road with me 50 lines, not like thinking of like it means you didn't behave yourself.
Yeah.
It was like, look at me, Billy Big Balls.
Yeah.
And my man now went home from work, so my sister came out of the gate and I was like, hey, look, I got 50 lines, and she just went clatter in the head.
Oh, really?
And that was just a day in the life of Martin growing up.
Yeah.
Never forget it.
Yeah, man. No, it is like.
But I do think now, like, you look at some of the kids now, lads, and like that, I'm 1,000,000% against hitting your kids.
Mm-hmm.
However, I am all for fucking disciplining them when they step out of line.
Mm-hmm.
And if that comes to the only way fucking forward is hitting them a slap. Now, I mean when they're older. Do you know what I mean? But some kids now you look at and you say,
teenager when Tyler squares up to you or something, do you know what I mean?
You deserve a fucking slap.
Do you want to go? Let's go.
If my son ever bullies someone, he'll get a slap. 100%. If he ever lays hands on his mother or his sister, he'll get a slap. Do you know what I mean? There's certain things that
you just have to be brought back down a peg or two.
Yeah, calm the fuck down, John.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Know your role.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut your damn mouth.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah,
so
it's good that you said that though. Do you know what I mean? Because like you do take an awful lot from, you know, what you're brought up around. I know I'd never ever touch me kid in any harmful way. The way I like to deal with things, like if my daughter's cheeky or whatever, I like conversing with her. I like having a conversation. Like sit down and let's explain. Look, I'll explain to you where you're going wrong, and you tell me after I'm done explaining. If you tell me that you still should have done what you done, do you know what I mean?
A big thing is feeling. So if your daughter,
she's a softie, so I know how to.
Exactly.
In my way, her mum might do it different.
Yeah.
But I know my way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Look, I'll be honest. I know all the right ways to deal with it from doing the courses and stuff, but it doesn't always go that way. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes we fuck up as parents. Like.
And as well as that, who's to say what's right? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
you wrote a book and it doesn't mean you're the
yeah,
expert.
no, I agree with that as well, but a lot of the stuff that I did learn from the courses did play evident to how my kids are today. And I do owe a lot to that course because I'm nearly sure I said it to you before, Jay, an hour with your kid is so important. Now, I don't mean an hour where you have your phone or you're talking to your missus here and there. If you spend 1 hour fully dedicated to your kid, no attention on nothing else, it's a long fucking hour. Don't get me wrong, it's a very long hour.
Oh, yeah.
But
I was fucking drawing the Minions the other day, every single one of them, for a solid hour just for her entertainment, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I seen that, yeah, you shared that picture, you were delighted with that, weren't you?
Rapper it was, do you know what I mean? If you need any party pieces drawn up,
but the main thing I took from it was when you don't be afraid to share emotions. So if your daughter makes you angry, explain to her why you're angry, why she shouldn't have done this, how it makes you feel, because that then allows them to understand that when they're feeling that way, they can express it. Because if they don't know what angry is, if they don't understand what sad is, they can't tell you.
No.
And let this day and age, the way the world is going, they need to be able to talk to you in these ways. So it's very important to basically sit down, explain why they shouldn't have done it, explain the feelings towards it, and why they felt like they needed to do it. And usually when I do that, my kids kind of tear up by it, because it's like, you know, if you're angry at, let's say, your ex-missus, and let's say she says to you, Jay, you're only angry because you miss me. If that really is the case, you kind of tear up a bit because it's at the hitting hard.
Yeah.
The same works with a kid. When, even if it's something small, like, right, Tyler, why'd you do that? I know you're angry, but you didn't have to do that. Like, I know you're sad. And then, boom, gone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He opens up because he knows I'm right. And that's not, I am right. It's, he knows you're getting down to the core reason of why he's feeling how he's feeling.
Yeah.
And that allows him now with me, right, Daddy, I'm feeling sad today. Right, why are you feeling sad? And then he might have a little cry and say, because this happened, that happened. You know what I mean?
The other night when I text you, I was taking my daughter over to my house, and she didn't want to leave. She was with her. She was a family party, and she didn't want to leave because she didn't want to leave because her cousins were there, and she was having a ball basically. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she was crying because she didn't want to go, and I was like, whatever, we'll suss it out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We tell a little porcupine basically, Mommy will come collect you later on, or whatever.
Yeah,
do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But I put her on my shoulders, right, and she was still kind of,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was like, it's alright, calm down. I was like, look, I know, I can understand you not wanting to stay. I was like, I was a kid once. Do you know what I mean? I know what it's like when you're having fun. You don't want to go.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't be worrying about it, and don't be feeling bad.
Mm.
And she actually, I think she kind of did feel bad then, because she was like, do you know what? I'm just crying because we went swimming today and I'm just really tired from the swim. That's all I'm crying for. You know, so she didn't want to hurt me feelings, so she just put it down to that. And I was like, I appreciate
that was the right thing to do. Like, I'll be honest, like, I haven't seen you as a parent either, but fair play to you. Like, that was the right way to put it to her. And for you not having the courses and all, that's a very experienced way to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I didn't do the courses, I would, Tyler, shut the fuck up crying. You're coming with me. But it is a nightmare, isn't it?
I'll never do that though. Like, do you know what I mean? I'll never, like, I never force anything on her, and that's, it's probably went against me a lot. You know what I mean? In terms of, like, you know, say if her ma texts me like, oh, we're actually gonna go here today. Can you see her tomorrow or something? I should be like, no.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I look at it like, is she gonna enjoy herself? Is she gonna have fun? Will she get more out of going there than 2 hours in my house so she can go, like, then go home and get ready for bed? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I look at it like that. I put her happiness kind of before mine sometimes. And don't get me wrong, it affects me. Like, there's days where, like, I'd sit there and I'm like, fucking hell, I just want to see her. You know what I mean? Like, I'd happily not see anybody else ever again in the world, just as long as I can have my daughter every day. Like, do you know what I mean? No, but I do, like, you know.
Isn't that nice, man?
It's emotional. Fuck you, right?
No, I know what you mean.
No, but, like, that's the way I am. Like, so when I'm not with her, I get fucking... Yeah, I mean, my happiness drops, basically, let's just say. Do you know what I mean? Because she brings the best out of me, type of thing. So but I also try and cater to her happiness. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
see, that was hard for me as well. Like, I was, like I said, for a lot of...
Sorry, so let's just explain, right, briefly. You're new to that. Like, you've lived with your kids for so long.
Yeah.
So coming away from that, you know, and then especially with Tyler getting older, at that, can I stay in my mates actually instead? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of my daughter being like, I actually don't want to go to Nando's with you later on. I'm probably going to just hang out with my friends on the road. I'm like, no, come Nando's. Do you know what I mean? Like, so... on them roads. Yeah, do you know what I mean? But how have you had any of that?
It's coming into play now. For example, and credit to you again, Jay, you're doing the right thing again by putting your daughter first, because I had a scenario where I was fucking having a bad day and I missed me kids and I just wanted to see them. Because every time I see them, they just make me feel better. Do you know? They feel like home, and I just wanted. I know I had to match his cringiness. No, but I just really fucking... There's days that I have that I really struggle, and I'm just like, I need to see them. And this was one of these days where I was just having a bad day and I wanted to see them. And I text my ex-partner and said, look, I'll bring Tyler football training today. And she said, oh, me ma and me brother were going to bring him. And I said, yeah, okay, but I'll bring him. And she was like, no, me man and me brother are bringing him. So I just said, look, I said, ask Tyler who he wants to bring him. And he fucking picked the bleeding ma and the brother. I was like, for fuck's sake. So I was in the height of it. But to be honest with you, look, I have me kids every single weekend since we broke up. There's not one weekend I missed, and there's not one weekend that I will miss, unless it's for work or it's impossible for me to get there. I also try my best to get down during the week. So even if it's just like I would refuse to drive by my apartment and not drop in. Like, how can I drive past now my kids are in there? It's how any father can do that makes me sick. Don't even get me started on the fathers that aren't involved in that kid's life.
That's so actually a topic I want to bring up in a bit as well.
That kills me. And the main thing that kills me is I'm busy Monday to Friday most of the time. On the weekends, the kids keep me busy. As soon as they go home, I'm doing fuck all. And that's when I really miss them.
Yeah.
I miss, like, Tyler got stung the other day. Were you there? No, it was Wes. Tyler got stung the other day. And as soon as my ex-partner hung up the phone, I just started crying. I was like, I should be there for that. Do you know what I mean? These are moments that I am now missing because the relationship didn't work. Like, I am missing the little tiny details that maybe not a lot of people cared about. Like, I texted her and I said, like this is the shit I hate. And she said, like, it's only a bee sting. It's only a bee sting to you because you're there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not just a bee sting to me. I think like the first bee sting is almost like the first step. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them fucking moments where you'll never forget your first. Do you know what I mean?
First bee sting.
Yeah. I remember one. I was eating a cookie in the garden.
This is what I'm saying.
I got one, so I remember it.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. And he was crying and he was fucking emotional, and it was just hard seeing him like that and not being able to comfort him. Like, FaceTime is a beautiful thing. I will say that. And without FaceTime, no, but. It's a beautiful thing because if it wasn't there, it'd just be a voice call.
Yeah, it'd be even harder. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Look, obviously we'd rather see our kids in person, but the fact that we can see their emotions while they're talking, like if I'm on the phone to my kid, right, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, but he's teary-eyed. I can see that on FaceTime. Do you know what I mean? So it allows for that better connection in the moment, I think, you know?
Yeah, I explained to you about the first tooth, didn't I? You know, when my daughter lost her first tooth and all.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Moments. It's fucking tough, man.
I was lucky to get that, but I obviously missed out on a lot of other things. But there is, like, it is tough because I look at the one thing that bothers me when I look back at it now. We definitely could have done more to not make this happen. Do you know what I mean? We didn't have the fight in us, and I personally, so I
the both of you, are you?
Yeah, like,
okay.
It was a genuine 50-50 split. Not the way when people are like, how'd you break up? We both decided, no, you're the one that got dumped. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this was legit, like, down the middle.
Yeah.
So I remember, like, she just wasn't in the relationship anymore. And I was like, right, we need to fix it. How do we fix it? Like, she just couldn't. She was so, like, she's a new mother. She
just let me stop you there because you're saying we, but you're using a lot of she so far. So I just want to make sure you're not saying the wrong things
no,
here. Yeah?
Don't worry. I know where I'm going.
Yeah, okay. Now I'm just making sure.
Yeah, don't worry. All right. No, so, like, there was stuff like that where, like, I expected something from her back in terms of, like, so we always said before she was born, we'll never forget that we have a relationship as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So after a couple of months, we're going to be 100% in for a couple of months in terms of just baby. But then we'll get back to me and you. You know what I mean? We'll get back to probably a date once a month or something, and even every 2 weeks or something, we just go for a walk and a bit of food by ourselves or something like that. And they never happened. And then I stopped. So, like, I wanted it from her and I wasn't getting it. And then eventually I got to the point where, like, well, if you're not getting it, then like, whatever.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm taking a break. Do you know what I mean? And I stayed, like, I was still there every day. I was still going over and doing me daddy duties, basically. I just wasn't staying the night anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm taking a break because I don't even miss you at this point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I want to miss you.
Yeah.
So I'll take the break and hopefully it brings us back closer. And it didn't. Neither of us tried in that break to fix it, you know, and we just broke up. There wasn't, like, we never argued up until our daughter was born. Never. We probably had 2 arguments in 6 years up until our daughter was born. And then after that, it was just, so when I look back at it, that was so fixable. Do you know what I mean? It really was. Like, there was so many, like, we sat down and we basically, I remember I said to her, right.
But that's coming from your perspective, yeah?
Yeah, she probably thinks that it wasn't, but.
Yeah. But you believe it was fixable?
110%. And that's not to say I'll have that now.
Yeah.
Past that.
Yeah.
So she.
Yeah.
But, like, I look back at it and, it was just too fucking easy. It was too easy, and that was not what I wanted from my daughter. At the same time, I can't stay just for the kid because then she's going to grow up where our mom and dad just aren't interested in each other. Do you know what I mean? But it was weird. It was a weird experience, but
I think people give up too easy this day and age.
And that's the thing. Like, you said it earlier. Like, did I give up? Like, I don't think I did give up because I know there was times where, like, I was laying it out to her. Do you know what I mean? I was like, this is what's happening. Do you know what I mean? I sat down with her and I remember I went up to her room and I was like, I can clearly tell you're just not in love with me anymore. And she admitted it there and then. And I was like, the reason I can tell that is because I can see that I'm starting to fall out of love with you. And we're like, are we gonna fix it? And we're like, right, we'll try, and we didn't try.
Yeah.
The two of us didn't try.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And so and that was that. But we could have fixed it. We could have tried harder. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I wouldn't want that relationship back for it to be a bad environment.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're laughing because you're thinking.
No, I
like,
thought you were going somewhere else there.
Yeah.
No,
but like I wouldn't want it back just for it to be a bad environment for my daughter. I'll happily have it this way. As much as it kills me not seeing my daughter every day.
If you both tried harder, like you said, you could have on both accounts. But now this isn't you speaking for your ex; it's you assuming. Do you think that if you both tried harder, you could be happy now? Like, do you truly believe that?
It's a tough question. I'm trying to. Probably not. No.
Okay.
No, I think we would have
Eventually.
Broke up. Yeah. Because as you grow, like I don't think my personality fits hers. It did when we were younger.
Yeah.
But as we grew older,
yeah,
mine's just total opposite to hers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just grow at different paces as well.
That's what it is.
And look,
you know what I mean?
let's face it, girls definitely mature faster than men as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was still that dopey cunt. Like, do you know what I mean? I was just.
I was a teenager till I was 28.
Yeah.
Don't let the bleeding bit of stubble confuse you here. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What's stubble?
I just got a bit of sun today. It's all right.
But no, look, it's look, at the end of the day, like, all you can do is your best for your kid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm in a situation now where I'm literally just focusing on the kids. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not in. Like, I deleted all my social medias and stuff. I just need to fucking get it right there first. You know what I mean?
Saw him there and then deleting the Tinder and all.
Speaking of which, look, my daughter's calling me now, I think.
What about the grinder though, Jay?
Huh?
What about the grinder?
Hold on for a second.
Oh, I have that one.
Hi, babe. You okay? Yeah. Okay, well, I'm just on the podcast, yeah?
Right on cue. Explain to her
Explain what.
what the podcast is.
We're talking about being a daddy. Okay. So, do you want to say good night and I'll let you go? Okay. Okay, I love you. Where's my son? Where's my son? Oh, you can leave it on, it's fine. Hello? Hey, son. Here we go. What? Go on.
It's only short. I was playing FIFA, right?
Right.
Gaming.
And I went onto my squad and I got a gold pack and I got a Liverpool player.
Yeah. Hope you delete them.
And no, it was really good. I think it was 82 rated. He started with a K, but wasn't Kante.
All right. Well, if you think it was Kieta, and if you think that's good, I feel sorry for your brother because that's shocking.
I was just thinking the same.
He's a bad player.
When the one I had on.
Yeah, it's okay.
You said the half Kanate.
Did you have fun today?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, look, I'm on a podcast. As you can see, we're live. So
What's up, Tyler?
I'll let you go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm picking you up from school tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
Alright, see you.
Right, love yous. Bye. Night night. Bye.
That'd bring a tear to a glass eye, wouldn't it?
Will that make it through the editing process, lads?
Yes, it will.
Just a regular
No,
occurrence?
no,
Are they
fuck
features
it.
now, Eddie?
I'll leave that in there. I don't mind leaving it in there. It was
It's
on,
good because it's on topic.
yeah, if it went too long, I would have cut it out, but it was quick enough. And being honest, I don't like it being quick enough, but look, it is what it is.
The fans
business.
are making them
What-
think you're a big cuddly bear, Jay.
yeah. Where the fuck were we there?
I can't remember, but I'll tell you what, we'll switch it up. Right, I want to ask you then, all your firsts.
Me
What do you
first.
remember? So,
I remember.
steps, walk, toot, school, fucking whatever. What stands out of all your firsts?
The teeth, because it was a fucking nightmare. We had to get that the gel for the gums, and we got a shitload of toys, and she used to actually go mad at me because I used to put my baby finger in his mouth and rub his gums for him. Now, obviously, I'd done it with Amelia as well, but what was the gel called? I can't remember. It was a powder. I think you added water to it or something, and it turned into Tida. Yeah, I think it was Tida or something. Yeah. I was gonna call it the DIDYAHEARSHOw, but that's the out when they're sick, isn't it?
Dehydration drink.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I vaguely, and I'm fucking snapping, I vaguely remember all that stuff. And you know what? That's why I'm so happy. So for those that don't know, actually, I don't know what camera I'm on, but I'm after bringing the vlogs back.
Yeah.
So,
No way.
yeah. So, look, when I started the vlogs, I kind of done them in a way that I thought it could have been a career for me, like do YouTube full time. And like I said, they were very cringy. And looking back now, I think they were bleeding shy. But now I'm doing them. I'm not sharing them or anything. I'm just doing them for the kids because I was watching them all recently, and my fucking God, it's just amazing.
Yeah. Do you know what, Jay? When you were doing them Meet the Garbies vlogs, I used to love watching your shopping.
Yeah.
You go home and put the bagels around. What do you get when you go shopping?
Yeah.
You should see the one that you put out this week. Like his daughter's going through all the food that they got and all.
Yeah, we actually done that, so you'd enjoy that episode.
Yeah, his daughter, like she's
a
YouTube.
pro.
She's going YouTube. Telling you, that's
Even
the
the one
route.
we watched, Jay, Stevie Knight, he done one where he was like just showing you and putting the shopping away, and I was like, oh, he eats eggs too.
Yeah.
Chicken. What's up?
Yeah, but no, I am literally just doing them for the memories. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing them to share on Facebook and Instagram and get everyone to view them. I don't give a fuck about that. It's like the kids love looking at them as
While
well.
he's plugging them on his podcast.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. But
of course.
no, look, we watched it as soon as No, it was the next day because they fell asleep as I was uploading it. But they watched it the next day and they love looking at it. But it's amazing. Like, imagine those lads. Imagine us being able to look at our younger selves, having a full conversation with a man that.
Yeah.
Like, it would be amazing, especially if one of us was to go. Imagine your mom was to pass, your dad was to pass. I have now videos of my kids talking to their nanny and granddad on camera. Do you know what I mean? Memories that no one can take away from us. And it adds a little something to our life together now.
Yeah.
Like, for example, we're going to Tato Park this weekend just to make the vlogs better as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're making sure we're doing things now. Like, it's not allowing me to sit in the house with them, which sometimes I done, which is boring for them. But sometimes, like, if their ma does something with them during the week, sometimes they do just want to have a weekend where they chill out because school is stressful on a kid, you know? So, but yeah, no, they're loving it. And like you said, Amelia is a fucking black belt, you know what I mean? She's fucking...
I watched the whole thing, man, and she's better than him. Do you know what I mean?
And she's asking me how to edit them and all. This is where I'm saying Amelia is like literally my twin from a younger generation. Like, she's into all the same shit. She wants to learn, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gave her my fucking laptop and she's bleeding flat out on it, studying how to edit and how to... She's looking at other vlogs and all, trying to get ideas and all.
Could you imagine how proud you'd be, though? Like, if, let's say, this didn't go anywhere, but she did.
Ah,
Do you know what I mean? It'd be like...
Yeah, but
Because,
like, out there, lads. I don't really care how good she gets at that. She's not getting me job.
Yeah, 100%. I'll tell her, Amelia, you're getting nothing.
Give her a ring there.
He's cheaper than you, Amelia. You would be as well. That bitch would charge me a fortune. But what about your force, Jay? What do you remember? See, it's probably...
The force
I'm not taking that from you. It's probably easier for you to remember, not only because it was less time ago, but because you only had the one. Like, it's mad how things fizzle out when you have two.
Come up all the time. The stuff that
Yeah,
happens, like,
yeah.
the toilet happened to me, but
Yeah, even the bird and stuff, I'm like, oh, was that Amelia? Was that toilet? That? Yeah, it's hard because it's so much emotion, and God love Amelia, like, she didn't get as much attention because obviously we 2 kids then, so we didn't have time to give her as much attention. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
just, like, if you were going out, would you take the 2 of them, or would you split them and operate on a one parent, one child basis?
Always took the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Even now, like, everything they do together. Like, we were very, people would call it unfortunate, but looking back now, I wouldn't change that. And we never really got babysitters and that. I mean, like, we were always close to our kids where we had paranoid. Like, my ma smokes, for example. I'd hate me kids around me ma because of that. I know that's a silly thing. My ma hates me for that. But it was something I hated. Do you know what I mean? So we kept them away from it. And I always watched my sister, how she brought up her kids and how much attention she was paying to them and things. And this isn't me knocking my family or anything for being parents. I just done it differently. And if they didn't do it my way, I didn't want to let them have them. Do you know what I mean? I was just very overprotective.
No, of course. Of course.
What about you, Muria? So did you answer about your first? Sorry.
No,
No, you
interrupted
didn't.
me.
Apologies.
It's because he's here now. All of a sudden, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
You've changed, man. You've changed. No, the first nappy changed because it was there and then in the hospital. You know what I mean? I had to put her in her baby grow, and like you said earlier, you know, when you give someone else's baby gets past you, and you're like, oh, what the fuck do I do with this? Like, do you know what I mean? What is this? You know? Whereas, like,
I've always loved it.
when they've no, Jesus
I've
Christ,
always
no.
loved it.
But when she was handed to me, right, and you're like, straight away the midwives are calling you dad. You're like, Dad, okay, can you can you go and, you know, put something on her, blah blah
See,
blah.
they're little details I would have forgot, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that myself.
I remember walking into the room that morning, right, when Shauna was going into labour. So we went in on the 24th of March. That was when they were going to induce her, right? And then it got to like 9 o'clock and you're like, oh, okay, look, you're going to have to go home now. I'm like, bitch, we're here to have a kid. I'm not going home, you know? And she's like, no, look, she'll be fine, wherever. I was like, no, I'm not going home. And I actually snuck around it and stayed there till like 11:30. And they were like, you need to leave. So I had to go. And then she rang me at 4 o'clock in the morning. My waters have gone, right? So I was like, right, I'm in a taxi. And she's like, no, I'm not even nowhere near dilating yet. Like, hang tight, come in at. It was 8 or 9 that you're allowed in. Right. So let's say it was 9. I was there for 8, and I'm sitting there with me hot chocolate again, and I'm just waiting. I'm watching the clock. As soon as it goes 9, straight up the stairs. And as I walked up, I seen her walking out of the room that she was in with a midwife, and I was like, "Fuck's going on?" And she was like, "The midwife's like, Dad, we're gonna have a baby," and I was like, I start sweating.
And is that 4 or 5 in the morning or something?
No, like, so
Early in the morning.
told me to wait. So our waters went at 4 in the morning, but they said no, just come in normal time.
So as soon as you walked up about 9 o'clock is when she was going in.
I met her on the way, and I was like, she's like, oh, we're going to have a baby, and I started sweating, and she was like, Dad, can you do me a favour? Can you go in and get Mum's bags and bring them down to the ward or the room? I was like, yeah.
I suppose it's easier for them to refer you as that.
Yeah,
as
it's simpler. Yeah.
I'd imagine there's something behind that. I'd say they're taught to do that because it's comfortable.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's a good feeling. Yeah,
because I tell you what, it did. It made me feel fucking important.
More important.
You know.
Yeah.
And I remember I went into the room to get our bags, and I just got my phone out, and I texted my mum and my dad at the exact same time. I was like, it's fucking happening, right?
Yeah.
And I put my phone down then, and I went into the room, and so a few hours later, she has the baby. 26 minutes past 5, she had the baby.
See, I don't remember shit like that.
It's tattooed on my arm. That I'll never forget it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I have the date of births on my arm.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
I've like so many
I
tattoos.
still have to look sometimes.
I've so
to
many
remember.
tattoos relating to my daughter that I'm fucked. I've so much like space taken that, and the majority is about one child. If I have another, I'm fucked. You know? Yeah, on me back. But so she's born or wherever else, and then she gets handed to you.
Before you move on, did you watch the process? What was?
Yeah.
You watch like
Martin's not gonna go there, right? No, like Martin gave me I'm just gonna throw this out here. Martin gave me about that question, right? So we'll leave him be.
No, I didn't say that about me. I was saying like read that question out because I would think it'd make a good story.
Oh, I thought you were because you went like that. I thought you were saying don't go there.
He was just waving.
I thought he was gonna get sick.
Hold your partner's hand.
Yeah. No, I done the hand and the leg, right?
Right.
But and like I think
sound like you were about to smash her up in the middle of the hospital.
No, because like I'm beside the bed, holding the hand and the other one's on the leg.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I actually done the same.
And I remember, right, I was like, you're doing great and all, blah blah blah. And do you ever hear these stories about when birds are in labour and they're screaming and they're telling their parents to fuck off and all or whatever? She was grand in like she vomited a couple of times, but other than that, like she was fine enough to not have to tell me to fuck off. I think she just wanted to have that story where she told me to fuck off.
Yeah.
So I was like, you're doing great. And I was like, you fuck off. I was like, what are you doing? Right now, right, but the guys
you're just doing that.
No, in saying that.
Sorry, doctor, could you wait outside?
Yeah. But a half an hour later or whatever, right? I remember now I got the proper fuck off, right? Because that day, 22nd of March 2015, Man United played Liverpool at Anfield, and United won 2-1, right? Juan Mata scored twice. I'll never forget it, right? The bicycle kick, yeah. Right, so that's...
He's unbelievable for remembering them details.
That's ingrained in my memory, like I'll never forget it. But I remember, I watched the first half, because they gave me an hour. They're like, right, go get some food or whatever, she's going to get some rest. So I went over to the Londis and I fucking tucked into a Subway and I watched the first half on my phone. And well, about half an hour of it anyway. So I get back and I'm in the room and I put my phone down. Now people are hockeying my phone out of it all day. They were like, right, what's happening?
Yeah.
You know, like, is the baby here? I was like, look, I'll let you know when she's here. So I put the phone down over in the corner and it was buzzing all day. And I was like, right, I'm not getting it. Till all of a sudden it beeps once more. And something, I just got that gut feeling. I was like, you have to check your phone. You know, you just have to check your phone, right? And so I get up, I'm like, Shauna, give me 2 seconds. And I get up and I go over and check the phone. I pick up the phone. The phone's over there, but I basically pick up the phone and I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, what is it? I was like, fucking hell. She's like, Jason, please, what is it? What's wrong? And I was like, Gerard's after getting sent off, can you know? She's like, get the fuck out of this room now. Don't even look at me, you stupid. She insulted me deeply. But I was just like, we're winning this. Do you know what I mean? I was like, Gerard's after, he's only after coming on 30 seconds ago when he got sent off. We're fucking winning this, you know? Then one Matt scores a bicycle kick and then my daughter came out 2 hours later. Fucking great day.
Arsenal beat Chelsea in the FA Cup final. I was at the hospital for the whole thing and I missed it. Just last year, Aubameyang got 2 against Chelsea, remember?
Yeah.
I was in the hospital all day, Tiger was born.
So same day, like, that's deadly. That's
I never forget on.
I was supposed to lead to the nappy change there, but we'll get back to it. Go on.
Yeah, I'm nearly sure on Tyler, I was there the whole time, holding a hand on a leg, like you said. But like that,
did you look down?
Instead of like whispering or kissing her head or whatever, I was head down.
So was
I was literally just, I didn't want to miss it. I was like, right, this mightn't happen again. So let's see what this is all about. You know what I mean? In the movies, they cut this shit.
Yeah, they don't show you that.
I want to see what it looks like. So I'm looking at a vagina swollen like a fucking... I'm like, what the fuck is going... How the fuck? I was amazed with how it can change so quick and how big it got. It was like an elastic band. That's the best way I can explain how easy it was for it to change. I'm like, what the fuck? And she's kind of... I don't think she was fucking moaning at me or anything. She was just like, is he okay and all this? And I just kept on looking. I was like, that's fucking mad.
Okay, I don't know, your fanny's eating them.
And then, you know what the gas thing is? He came out then, right? And obviously we had a little cry and I kissed her. I said I love her, all this shit. And then they said, look, Kelly, like he's after ripping you a little bit, you know. I don't know if I should be saying this.
Probably not.
I don't care. Anyway, it's my experience as well. Basically, she got ripped from the bleeding vagina hole to the bum hole, right? And she needed to get stitched up. So I said, Kelly, look, I'll see it in a minute. I went down and sat on the stool beside the doctor as he was stitching her up. I was amazed that the vagina was still big as fuck. I was like, you're never gonna feel me going inside you again. Like,
I thought the exact same thing.
He was only short of telling the doctor, I did home ec and 4G, give us the needle. I do it myself.
But I was amazed. And I was lucky enough where she was fucking pretty cool with all that. But on Amelia, I never forget, we were in there for fucking hours and I was like, right, Kelly, I need to get fucking food. I'm starving. And it was about 12 o'clock. I was like, look, I'm gonna run outside, see if there's anything. And I got a curry. And I brought the curry into the ward, and I'm there milling a curry as she's about to give food. I'm like, look, I'm starving, and she's like, you fucking prick. But the whole time in both like times having kids, I made her laugh a lot of the times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that made it a bit easier for her. So, but yeah, it's
a mad feeling, isn't it?
It's an amazing experience. Yeah.
I was told. Sorry for cutting you off. I was told, so Shauna's next door neighbour had a baby 3 weeks prior to my daughter being born.
Right.
And you brought her into the house and all or whatever, and you were showing her off. And you're like, hold her, go on, get a bit of practice, all that jazz, right? And I remember the father, basically, he turned at me and he was like, look, if you don't cry, you're fucking heartless, right? And I was like, all right, I'd imagine I'm going to cry, you know?
Yeah. And
then the whole time when it was about to happen, so a midwife, there was 3 midwives in the room. And one of the
sounds like the start of a joke.
No, yeah. 3 midwives walk into a room, right? No, but one of them was like, right, I'm gonna leave.
What's the second one say?
Very funny. Right. Yeah. But basically she was like, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna come back at 5:30, right? And when I come back at 5:30, we're gonna push and have the baby. And she left. And then one of the other midwives was like, why the fuck, like, you can have this baby now, like, do you know what I mean? If you want to push for it now, we can have it now if you want. And she'll arrive safely. Like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And she pushed, and then 26 minutes of pushing, and she came out. Yeah, one walks in the room 4 minutes later, and she's like, let's have it. There's a baby. Right? It was a mad experience. I completely forget where I was going with that. What were you talking about? What did you say in your last one? Because that's what I had.
Paddy English, man. Paddy
No.
Irish.
You're just throwing me out now. No,
No,
there's a point to
about the
that story.
curry.
How did you eat the curry without plates?
Out of the tray.
Like we had curry sauce, all this stuff, and you just threw it all in one little tray and that all?
That was like a 3-in-1 or something.
Oh, I thought you got like a bit of rice.
Ah.
Nah,
Fuck it, here, do you want, here, doctor, do you want a bit of this? There's a bit left over. Yeah. No, we just set it out of the tray, but I don't even think I was allowed it in there. And the fucking smell of it.
Yeah, my train of thought's completely gone. I completely forget where I was going with that. There was a point to it, and all it was.
About pushing, about the fanny being fucking...
I don't think I was going to go back to that bit, but
The out splitting. Fair that happened a couple of times.
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It's a mad experience. Like,
We
I
were talking
remember-
about epidural, we were talking about... I don't know what you were talking about, Trey.
I haven't a clue, man. Press rewind there, will you?
You
and
you
check
just
them?
wanted to tell the joke, didn't you?
No, I didn't know, because there is no joke.
Yeah, that was a joke and he fucked up. That's what it was.
No. Now I'm left with egg on my face. Do you know what I mean? But like, I genuinely just lost my train of thought.
That's okay, lads.
No, because you said something. That's what pushed me to go. Anyway, change the next
Yeah.
subject. What's the next topic?
Well, look. How long are we recording for there now,
We
Martin?
are on 86 minutes, just coming up for an hour and a half.
86, right. So we'll end it pretty much now, right? So I suppose the last question we have... Now I have 2 questions, right?
Go for it.
How has being a father impacted you, firstly?
How has being a father impacted me? It's changed my life. I grew up instantly. Like, I think like the responsibilities and the stuff you learn, like you never stop learning as a parent, I think. But the responsibilities, they clicked the second she was born. Oh, that's where I was going with the story, like about fucking... Sorry, I'll come back to it, right? But basically I was told that if you don't cry... do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. But I remember when she was born, like as she was like being delivered, I was like, I'm pissing myself laughing. And then all of a sudden, the second her final toe came out, it just switched and I fucking sobbed. And but that's a good segue to this, because the second that happened, that's where I learned.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I learned straight away, like, my responsibilities. So I learned there and then, I'm going to protect you for the rest of your life. I'm going to be there for everything. I'm going to be the one who walks you down the aisle one day. You know what I mean? All them things, like, and I want to give my daughter, like, the best things in life. And maybe I might not be able to, but do you know what I can give her? There's 2 things that are they're free. And that's happiness and love, and she'll never ever question it. And like my ma says to me all the time, you tell her you love her way too much. I'm
My
like,
ma says that to me as
you know
well.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, and I'm never gonna change.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I
What's
do
wrong
love
with
her. I do love her. You know what I mean? And even then, my daughter hates the fact
Now-
that I keep kissing her now and all. But
Yeah,
like, I idolise her.
Yeah, I think the thing with that is your ma's probably telling you that because they won't like, obviously if your ma tells you she loves you now, it hits harder because it's like, well, you never tell me you love me. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that if your ma does say it. I don't know how often your ma tells you she
Me
loves
and my
you.
ma have had this conversation, haven't we, Michelle?
But like, obviously it's a bigger deal if you don't say it to each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. Like, and I'll always do it. You know, I'll always tell her I love her. She means the absolute world to me. So she's impacted my life in a way that nothing else will ever come close. Like, the only thing that can rival it is having another kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, that happiness is starting all over again. And I hope, the only thing I wish, if I do have another kid, because I do want another kid, is that it's like the things that I did miss with Elena J. And, you know, when I do have another kid, it's not going to be, that child's not going to be any better than Elena J. The fact that I was there for things that I wasn't there for Elena J. Just shit happened in the relationship.
Well, look,
what I mean?
that's a perfect example to what happened with your own mother and father. What happened with your first kid will change you to be a better parent for your second kid.
Yeah, of
You're
course.
constantly learning. Do you know what I mean? The biggest thing for me would be...
Well, I was going to get to that, sorry, yeah. I was
Yeah.
going to ask you.
No, I just thought I'd jump in anyway.
Go on, you may as well.
The
Do a
biggest
podcast.
thing for me is, right, so I was in, let's say, three relationships. First one, convinced I was in love.
Yeah.
Turns
Did
out,
you ever, like,
turns out I wasn't.
was it lust?
Probably.
Because
I was young.
I got that in my last one. I was
Mm.
like, did I love her?
Yeah.
It was just mad.
See, I was young. It was the first time I got me hole off a girl. Do you know what I mean? So it does make you feel a certain way. Do you know what I mean? So I thought I was in love the first time. The second time as well, I thought I was in love. Was I in love? I don't know, because it was so easy to. Not that it was easy, but it was a lot easier than the first one to let go. So I was like, was that really love? And then I met the kid's mother, and it was like, right, I know this is love. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when I had the kids,
It's a different ball game.
I don't think anyone that doesn't have a kid can truly understand the meaning of love. I think you only understand love fully when you have a kid. Because to me, it's not something that needs to be taught, or not something you need to wait to see them. It's just instant. It's like, boom. It's like, wow. Words can't describe it, but that's what I took most from having a kid, is you don't understand the true meaning of love until having a kid. And Maria, you would have known me back in the day. You would have known me as probably a little bastard, a little fucking messer. And
messer more than bastard. For me, when I say bastard, I mean you're out smashing up gaffs and all. You're just funny. Do you know what I mean? It's just dust in school a little bit.
Yeah, I was pure happy-go-lucky. I wanted to be the class clown.
Entertainer.
Yeah.
I
always wanted to be the kind of centre of attention, make people laugh.
Yeah, the entertainer.
And being honest, part of it was from my own insecurities. Do you know what I mean? Me knowing that people were laughing at me made me feel better, made me feel a bit loved, let's say. And that's what the kids gave me. The kids automatically made, like, I didn't feel that much loved growing up as a kid. I never really felt love from anyone in my life. But the kids make me feel loved. So it goes both ways, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I was saying there, Martin grew up with me in school. He knew what way I was. When I had them kids, everything changed. Like, there was no joking. There was no jumping off fucking the church and Rowley thinking, I'm funny, I can fly, I'm Superman. There was no acting the bollocks on nights out anymore.
Yeah.
Everything changed because I was like, I can't let anything happen to me. Whereas before, I just didn't, like, I treated my life like I don't give a bollocks. Like, do you know what I mean?
That's one thing I noticed with you. Do you know what I mean? Because I could see that that's still in you in a way.
Oh,
that
big
I
time.
don't give a bollocks.
Yeah.
But I think there's way more to you than that. I think there's the flip side to that. Do you know what I mean?
Deep down, I still don't give a bollocks. Do you know what I mean? But as soon as the kids come into it, you're like, right, let's like even with defending yourself on a night out, if someone starts on you, like, the kids pop in my head and shit like that, and I'm like, right, Jay, like, you could get punched around, you could get locked up for punching him around. Like, it's not worth it. You have a family to think of. Do you know what I mean? So my kids changed everything for me. What about you, Maria? So I know it's still new, but I'm sure a lot has changed in a short space of time for yourself.
Has, of course, yeah. For myself, really, I just think I became far more patient. A lot more patient. I would describe myself as an impatient person. I'm fidgety. I don't like sitting still and doing nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
You've done fuck all day today, so far. I'm actually buzzing to see.
I'm lads, hopping off these buttons. But yeah, a lot more patience, I think, and I had to as well.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
It's similar to what you're saying. Like, you just grow up instantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of them things, and it's slightly different to yourself, or to what Jay was saying. He was saying when the baby was born, like, then and there he grew up and he knew, and he was head over heels in love and stuff. Like, obviously I loved me son when he was born.
Yeah.
But for me it was more gradual.
Yeah.
Like, the more the days go on, it just gets more and more.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think of it, for me, it was an instantaneous thing.
It's
still happening, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm not out of the honeymoon period yet.
Yeah.
Because, like, as I said,
I don't think you ever will be.
It's deadly listening to that as well, though, because it brings back memories for me listening to that, you know what I mean?
Since he's been home, I've been home. So, like, I'm used to sitting and work 40 hours a week. Like, everything is still different to me. And I'll always tie back into that time. I remember when Toy was born, I was at home for a year. It's all overwhelmingly good things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, really enjoying it. And as I said, for myself, patience is what I've learned the most.
Yeah. Last question, lads.
I want to ask you a question as well.
Yeah. So my last question is, what advice would you give yourself going back? Like, if you could talk to Jay at 20, what advice would you give yourself?
It sounds weird because it sounds like I want it and I don't, but it was just try and make it work where I'm at for the, you know, like, to be a family. But in terms of being a parent, I'd just say, do what you've been doing. You know what I mean? Like I genuinely, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not the perfect father, you know, but I fucking know how to love my child, and I know how to like make her feel special, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do that till the day I die. So I don't think I would change much. I would think I would just. We talked about it kind of in the live pod we done last time. Remember with the phones and all the early days, you couldn't take them things for granted. You know, the time and all, when you're just sitting there, she's there dawdling or whatever, yeah, whatever. But stuff like that, like I wish fucking technology didn't advance so bleeding much, because it does play a big factor.
Yeah.
But like stuff like that, yeah, I'd wish that was all gone away with. But in terms of being a parent, loving her, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Like, do you know what I mean? Because my daughter makes me feel the way that nobody's ever made me feel. So I owe her that. So I owe her, like, fucking love, happiness, like anything in the world that I can give her, I'll give her it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think if I was to go back and give me younger self some advice, just keep doing what you're doing, because you're nailing it so far. And I don't need anybody to tell me that. I know I am. You know, right? I'm not there 7 days a week, but when I am with her, I know how I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
I'd probably give myself fucking loads of advice, being honest with you. Like,
don't get me wrong. Sorry. Now there probably is, like, the other shit will probably come to me.
Yeah, later on, you're like, bollocks.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But
yeah, one thing I done that I really regret. Now, don't get me wrong. I done a fucking shitload of knife fights, a shitload. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely played my part, but this is definitely something that I done a lot of, and I hold my hands up. So with some of the knife fights, like, I wake up by someone dropping a pebble on the floor. Do you know what I mean? And as soon as the baby cried, whether it be Tyler or Amelia, we fucking heard them. But I'm like, fuck this, I'm not getting up. I done them. I am not getting up. And then I'd obviously still lie there, do you know what I mean? Knowing that my baby's crying, saying, oh, please get up, please get up, please get up. Come on, about my partner, please get up, please get up. And then she'd get up and she's like, I know you're awake, Jay.
Yeah, I got
and
it.
And then I'd be like,
what?
Playing stupid, you know what I mean? Don't get, like, there's a lot of times where I did get up first.
Did you ever nod off?
While feeding.
No, I remember, like, I had her on my lap once, right? So it was obviously my turn. I put her up or whatever, I changed the nappy, and then I was, like, obviously trying to close the baby grow, but as I was closing the baby grow, I was like, Jay. She's grand, what are you fucking talking about?
Not that I can remember, but I'm sure I probably did, actually. Because when you said that, something happened there to me, but yeah, that's I just wish I was more considerate of my partner at the time. Like, I did, like I said, I did do a lot. I did change the nappies. I definitely played my part. Like, I'm sure even if you asked her, she'd say, no, you were great. But I know,
I'd love to know that.
I'd know in myself that I done that a few too many times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, Jay, as you said there, you'd love to know as the woman's perspective. Well, like, I want to find it out, because I'm going out on the limb here and saying I did 50-50 with Emma. Now, you'll probably be up in the house before I'm back here, so you'll hear the gaffer herself. Yeah. So, like, I didn't pretend to be asleep. I think I'm full sure, like, every night.
But this is what I'm saying, though. That definitely comes more with maturity.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like,
do you know what I mean?
In my own defence here, like, I've always said it to Emma, like, I'm not following suit just because your mates are doing this. I couldn't give a rat's if they're having babies, doing whatever. Like, we do it in our own time. And we did, and it worked well for us.
Yeah.
No, I'm
21.
It sounds like it's going well, to be fair.
It was like, I was 21, lying in bed at 4 a.m, and all of a sudden there's a baby crying. I'm like,
oh, you give me anxiety.
Do you know what I mean?
Me being a parent at 21.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Like, I wouldn't change it though. I wouldn't change it.
I wouldn't change it either, because like, I'm not saying my relationship would be any different, but I don't know. It's a tough one. I can't even say I'm happy where I am, because shit's kind of everywhere at the minute. But
your kids bring you your happiness though.
Yeah, we won't go there. But you said you had another question.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so like, when it's all said and done, what way do you want your kids to remember you?
Ooh, very good question.
Well, I didn't really have any questions for this one. Do you know what I mean?
That's a fucking.
I thought I'd end it with a banger. Do you know what I mean?
How do I want me kids to remember me?
You can answer this one as well.
Well, first off, let me say that the biggest fear in my life that I don't know how I'd be able to live with is one of my kids going before me.
I wouldn't live.
Yeah, so you're saying that with one kid. I have two.
No, I
Do you know what I mean? So it's difficult there. But that's like when people say to me, "What's your dream?" And my dream is my kids to live me out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's like I don't know how people continue with that. But anyway, how do I want them to remember me? I want them to remember me as loving them so much. Now, being their best friend, being proud of who they are because of the contribution I made. And I want them to tell their kids about me. And like, I really, 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 really hope I'm around for them having kids.
Yeah, me too. And we're only bleeding sprogs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're only young, but I really, really, really hope that, because then your name can live on that bit longer if you've done a good job at least anyway, you know? But
Yeah.
I just want them to fucking love me. Do you know what I mean? I just want them to say, thanks, Dad. Like, you gave me everything. You gave me all the tools. You prepared me for this world. I am who I am because of you and Mammy, obviously. But I just want them to be proud. Like what I'm saying about our parents when we're younger, it's the very same feeling for the kids. I just want them to be proud, and like when I walk into the room, that's my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? That's what you want.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Yeah, Scar, so you asked the question and I never even thought about my answer. No,
Me bollocks, wait until you hear this now. We're going to be here another 20 minutes, folks.
do you have another memory card in that camera? No, do you know what? I can only kind of echo what you said. Like, I just wanted to know that, like, you know, he loved me. He done that for me. He looked out for me. He protected me. But more importantly, I just wanted to know that, like, I want her to look back and say, you know what? He was always there. He was just always there. If ever I needed that, and
does that come down to your experience?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fair.
See, I didn't get closure on my dad till 21.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get all the answers until I was 21. And I dread the conversation one day when she turned around and she was like, "Oh, she asks, how come you and Mammy?" She knows we were together, but I dread that conversation. But we're not getting into that. I just want her to know that, you know, he was always there for me, type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know another way to say it. I love her more than anything in the world, and I just, like, that's the biggest fear I have, is her ever thinking I don't.
Yeah.
I never ever want to leave it to doubt. I just always want her to know that I fucking idolise her. I worship the ground she walks on, and I'm gonna spend the rest of our life, or my life, making sure she knows that. Do you know what I mean? So I think I want her to remember me as basically a good man, a loving man, fucking a protector, if need be. Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you know what? No, get away with me COVID.
Try to have emotional moments.
Yeah.
Shut down.
But yeah. I just want her to be I don't know.
Everything I said and more, basically. Yeah. No, I think, Martin.
Yeah, pretty much echo you guys' sentiment. Like, it would be nice when it's all said and done for him to think, like, regardless of whether it was ringing me stuck for a lift, answering the phone, coaching him through tough life things, that you were just there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think good or bad parent, half the battle is just showing up.
Just be there. Yeah.
If he's going through shit and you don't know how to fix it, go through it with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a very nice comment.
He gets a better answer than those. First night and he's coming in dropping
do you
gems.
want to swap seats there?
About 5 minutes ago, so I couldn't even have all the stuff. Sitting over here sulking. But yeah, you know what I mean? If he just looks back and says, you know what, I miss him because he was just there when, if I wanted to go for a point, he was there. If I wanted to talk shit about Arsenal during the week, he was there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I need a lift home from training, he got me. Do you know what I
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that kind of stuff.
Yeah, being missed is a nice feeling, isn't it?
Isn't it? You have to earn that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've done your job if you missed.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. On that note, anything else, Shay?
Nah, man, I'm happy with how it went.
Yeah.
How are you?
I am shocked that there was no tear shed. On both
I
behalves.
thought I was gonna, like, the most emotional I got there was just there at the end.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Like, in my head, I'm like, will I? Yeah,
that's why I thought you asked the question. Because he wanted to get emotional.
No,
He wanted us to ask
no.
it back. I'm only joking.
I actually thought you were going to put in that one.
Lads, that's a steep learning curve.
Yeah, no, I am fucking shocked because anytime I talk about my kids, I am literally, I'm like a flood of fucking.
I told you the other day, like, she was sitting on the couch and I just looked at her and I started crying.
Yeah,
like, I'm
yeah.
just so, like, I'm proud of you and you're just sitting there eating crisps. Do you know what I mean? Like,
And the smell of potato off your bread.
It blows my little mind when I can put like a kiwi on my finger and just be like, oh, he has teeth now.
Yeah,
You know, man, I'm just sitting there watching him eating like, that's us. We do.
Yeah.
I eat just like that. I choose the same as you.
But
Stupid shit.
it's deadly just watching, like, Martin's obviously in a completely different spot now, and it is when you think the grand scheme of things, like by me smashing your mar up that night, this is what came out of it.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, oh, that felt great, and this feels even greater.
I'm convinced that my daughter's conceived the morning after my 21st.
I'm convinced New Year's.
We didn't go at it on my 21st because we had a row. We woke up the next morning, we're like, fuck it, let's just make amends.
I'm-
stories when you have a big event and it just doesn't go to plan.
Oh no, like what the fuck?
I'm nearly sure I can pinpoint the night Tyler was anyway. I'm nearly sure of it.
Yeah.
We had a snow fight outside the Cold Cut, me, Kelly, Sparky, Mousy and all. It was a lovely night. And it just, even if it wasn't that night, I'm saying it's
Pelted her
that
in the
night.
face with a snowball. And
Oh,
then
100%.
You're gonna get it later on.
100%. But on that note, I think we'll leave it there. Martin, I just want to say, regardless of, I don't know how you done on the cameras, but
We'll soon find out.
his contributions for the questions proves he's a solid fucking.
He's good because he gives like.
He gives a more educated answer, I think, doesn't
he
he?
just sounds intelligent.
Yeah.
The camera thing, lads, fucking Spielberg-esque. You're welcome.
But this
Do
is
you
what
ever
I'm saying.
notice? Do you ever notice stoners are always so knowledgeable? Do you know what I mean? That's
Oh, he just called you a stoner.
yeah.
But we didn't even need
all
fucking
love.
Google because the fact finder's sitting in the fucking seat. What?
When you are deep in conversation, I'm over here Googling.
But look, Martin, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it's like, look, it's only the first episode. You're at the being involved. A good bit, I'd like to think. Kind of nearly wished he was over here for that and someone else was there because his
Yeah.
answers were so good.
It'll be good for watch-alongs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
he is in
That
front.
thing we were talking about, that other thing.
Yeah.
What?
That thing we were talking about, remember
The McGregor watch along.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we can say that. Anything else that we need to announce on that actually?
No, but there will be a Conor
Season
McGregor
t-
throwback interview coming out soon.
Yeah, Jay done an interview with Conor McGregor, that the story never shuts up about.
Yeah, because like I've only told it like 600 times.
But we're gonna upload that on Fight Week, and we're gonna just kind of Jay's just gonna do a little intro breakdown and what happened or what went on and why he didn't release it or whatever. I don't know exactly what he's gonna do, but he's gonna do something. But on that note, I think I just want to finish with, I think season 1 is gonna be 30 episodes,
It's looking that way.
or potentially more.
Oh God, I hope not.
No,
I'm dying for
you're
season
just dying
2.
for season 2. Season 2 has a lot. It's gonna be unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's gonna be quality.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you very much for if you got this far. Appreciate it. Nice one again to Martin for coming on, and he done a very good job. So
How do you know?
how do I know?
Yeah.
How do I know Martin?
And how do you know you done a good job? You didn't see shit yet.
Spielberg-esque.
No, his advice and his input is very good.
It was, Martin. Pleasure.
Fuck you,
Right.
for a crack a joke.
Take us out, Martin.
Take a handy, lads.
3, 2, 1.